sometimes that's just luck, but it's really going to be the deciding factor, I believe, in this game.
And again, those are your Pete's Auto Repair and Sales keys to the game. And I had an opportunity to talk to Coach Dan DeMass before the game today, and we're going to have that two-part interview coming up as the Home and Auto Sales pregame show continues on FM 103.3 and also Radio Plus.
Well, gentlemen, I'd like to welcome our video crew joining us here tonight.
Yeah, look at that. We got the whole
video. Little late to the party with the video crew, but we're on tonight.
The two white shirts and the dark shirt.
Mention this to the people here, Dick. If you want to have any comments about what's going on and you want to get it to Nick and he can pass these along to us, just email us at nickr@wfdl.com. He's sitting right here, and he'll pass some of those comments along. Don't critique us or anything. Let's talk about the game. Feel free to do that. nickr@wfdl.com. Again, taking a 5-minute break. We'll come back with more of our Home and Auto Sales pregame show and that interview with Coach Dan DeMass right after this on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
Hi, this is Brooke. Get moving. So why not get everyone moving together? Active to provide some great role models for your kids and the student athletes in the family. And when they're active for an hour or more every day, their health can benefit enormously. Regular physical activity builds strong bones and muscles, helps prevent disease, and helps kids maintain a healthy weight. And it'll even boost your confidence. Stop in today at Club Fitness and learn about our affordable family membership options that can help you and your family stay active and teach your children how to lead a healthy lifestyle now and in their future. Mention the word Warriors and get a free 6-punch training card with the purchase of a 20-punch training card. That's 45 Municipal Pond supports Waupun Warriors, all the student athletes in our community. Because we want to ensure we are teaching our youth good fitness habits from the start, we offer membership with no contract and no commitment for only $10. Membership enjoys all the same privileges as a regular membership, along with continuous mentorship and support of our athletes. Stop in or call today to find out more.
Hi, this is Pete Vanderwerf from O'Connor, Wells, and Vanderwerf, based in Waupun, and we are a proud supporter of high school sports. We want to wish the best of luck to our area teams as they participate in the state basketball playoffs. We are proud of all the student athletes for their hard work and dedication, and we also want to thank the coaches for all the time and effort they put in, not only helping the kids succeed on the court, but more importantly, for helping to mold them into successful young men and women. O'Connor, Wells, and Vanderwerf CPAs would also like to take this opportunity to thank our clients for allowing us to be of service to you. We appreciate your trust in us as a professional CPA firm. Thank you for your referrals that help us to continue to grow. We are proud to be a local firm serving a variety of small businesses, not-for-profit organizations, and individuals. If you have a tax, accounting, or payroll need, give O'Connor, Wells, and Vanderwerf a call today at 324-9711. That's 324-9711. Visit us online at yourcpas.net. Good luck to all the area teams in the playoffs.
Municipal Well and Pump in Waupun is hiring. Municipal Well and Pump is a leading Midwestern contractor and industrial water systems. They currently have openings for experienced or entry-level employees, including an assistant pump installer. Qualified candidates will have or need to obtain a CDL license, have a clean driving record, pass drug and alcohol screenings, and be in good physical condition, capable of lifting 80 pounds regularly. Overtime is available regularly. Construction and mechanical experience is a plus. Municipal Well and Pump offers a full benefit package, including health, dental, disability, profit sharing, and 401k. Starting pay is $16 to $17 per hour, with first-year earnings over $50,000 per year. Go to municipalwellandpump.com and click on Now Hiring. Municipal Well and Pump in Waupun is an equal opportunity employer. Your farm currently have openings for experienced or entry-level employees, including an assistant pump installer. Qualified
is very valuable, and you are very busy in preparation for the spring season. I am hosting a free, no-obligation workshop at the Waupun Pizza Ranch entitled Keeping the Farm in the Family on Thursday, March 16th at 6 p.m. You worked hard to build a family business. Take steps to ensure that your farm stays in the family. At this free, no-obligation workshop, you'll understand and learn how to identify and overcome transition obstacles, protect your assets now and in the future, and develop a strategy to smoothly transition your farm and maintain family harmony. please call 920-392-6846 to withhold a spot for you. And most importantly, bring your questions.
Ripon Financial and its representatives and employees cannot provide legal, accounting, or tax or advice services. Work with your Thrivent Financial representative and, as appropriate, your attorney or tax professional for additional information.
When you think of going to the dentist, what comes to mind? Pain, fear, anxiety? Many people feel that way, but at Dentistry of Wisconsin, we see patients every day who describe their experience here as comfortable, pleasant, and relaxing. Dentistry of Wisconsin is a family practice which can handle anything from simple cleaning to complex implants, crowns, whitening, and more. But one of our most important jobs is putting you at ease. 2 convenient offices in Beaver Dam and Waupun. Find out more about us at our easy-to-remember web address of dentistryofwisconsin.com. dentistryofwisconsin.com. Doctors Kotz and Metzger and their staff will give you the personalized care and attention you deserve. So if you're looking for a dentistry practice for the whole family, consider Dentistry of Wisconsin. Dentistry of Wisconsin, 1507 North Center in Beaver Dam, 608 Fern in Waupun. Dentistry of Wisconsin, treating patients with simple to complex needs.
SO's pregame show. Steve Wetterhawk with you, as promised. He is head coach of the Waupun Warriors, Dan Damask. Dan, thanks for joining us. Big game today.
It absolutely is. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, the same venue again, same team, a sectional semifinal, a conference foe that you played twice during the season. How does this season feel different from going into it last year and that big win coming from behind and everything, a huge win in your path to win a state championship? How does this feel any different? Does it feel the same to you? What's your feeling on that?
Yeah, there's a lot we could talk about right there. There's a little bit of a different feel, partially because we had that great success last year, and just that mindset of we are still the defending champs at this point, and we carry that with us a little bit. We know we're not the same team of players, but we're Waupun, and we have our style of ball. So, that feel like we already we can win. When we went into last year's tournament run, we were on that 89-year drought, and that drought's over, and it just seems more realistic that and attainable, and so. That's the side of going into tonight's game that I keep coming back to, is that it's a winnable game for us, and we're playing well, and I really feel good where we're at. Last year, we knew we could win, and we felt confident, but it was a feel like, especially after coming off the loss to them, we were uneasy. There was a very uneasy feeling. I almost feel more relaxed going into this one.
Yeah, I know I had that same feeling last year, and being an ex-Waupun player myself, and my son playing, same with Randy, same situation. He was my teammate in high school, but you just wanted it to happen so bad, especially, that was just a step toward it. But I didn't want to give myself up to the fact that we could possibly get the state and then get my heart ripped out somehow along the way. Yeah. But it was same electric atmosphere here tonight, but just a bigger marquee that they can attach to this. You got the defending state champs going against the undefeated and number 1 ranked Ripon Tigers. You both coming in with a lot of praise and a lot of accomplishments in the last year.
Yeah, it's they are in a little bit of a situation other than not having any losses. That this is supposed to be their thing. This is supposed to be theirs. They've been ranked 1 for almost the entire season. Haven't really been tested other than our game with them to end the regular season. That's the only single-digit game they had.
That's got to be in their head a little bit. Here's a team that we've got to get through, and they were ahead of us most of that ball game that we had to kind of pull it out the end. So that's got to be in their mind.
If the story was reversed, I wouldn't want to play them, and I have a strong suspicion that they necessarily don't want to play us. The the fact that we just matched them really well, toe-to-toe kind of an analogy in the last game, which we just simply did, that certainly gives us confidence. And we're still getting better. We're 2 weeks better than we were last time we played them. And that's been our mindset all along. Is the first game, we were banged up a little bit. That aside, they still beat us handily, and we kind of showed, and our kids believe that we're pretty good right now, and it's going to take a lot to knock us out.
Well, we got some more questions for you, but we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll come back with our second part of our interview with Coach Dan Damask right after this, as the Home and Auto Sales pregame show continues on FM 103.3 and also on RadioPlusInfo.com.
We make sure we sell the best possible product for the best price up front, and that's a huge customer satisfier.
We don't get paid on commissions. We're here to make sure that what you find is what you want, and you're going to pay the right price for it.
It truly is a unique, different, and better buying experience than what I was used to, and I'm sure a lot of other people can say the same thing.
And we want to make sure that this is an experience that they will have that they will not have anywhere else.
Discover the difference. Holiday Ford Fond du Lac, worth the trip.
As a high school student trying to decide where to go to college, we know your first two questions are, do they have my major, and can I afford this? Well, we heard you. We have over 40 majors, and we've lowered tuition. To learn more, visit us at marionuniversity.edu/tuition.
Welcome back to West Bend High School. Steve Witterhack with you, and more of our interview with head coach for the Waupun Warriors, Dan Damask. And again, a big crowd here. You played pretty electric crowds over at Ripon, and when you played at Waupun against Ripon, but this is another level coming with this game here today. It's a bigger venue. You filled it up last year. You filled it up again here tonight for this big game. You guys prepared for that? I know you got a couple of guys, 2 of your 3 high scorers from last year back, but some of these guys, this is the first time in this big a situation for this game tonight.
Yeah, it's we have experience from the standpoint that we were here last year. Some of the guys maybe didn't play in it, but most of them were a part of it nonetheless. And and we're still young for the most part, and I think that in an odd way can work in our favor. Seniors lose, they're done for their career in high school, and we got most of our guys returning. I think that pressure element with the crowd can actually work in our favor here.
Again, a very talented team. Pretty much their whole team is back from last year, except for their point guard Melvin Lee joining the team this year. But so they've got a bunch of guys that are experienced players coming back this year. Let's talk a little bit about that Ripon team that you got to play here tonight.
Well, they have Bennett Van der Plas, who's he was the player of the year in the conference, and comes in with just a real good stat line. Led the conference in rebounding, third in scoring, right around 20 points, and it seems like he probably could score more. To be honest, I think he's done a nice job this year of focusing his teammates on winning as opposed to stats, and he's the big man in the conference. We haven't had a guy like that we had to deal with for quite some time with his mobility and range and just his defensive presence. But Eddie Minch has really come on this year. They're 6'4" shooting guard. He actually led the conference in scoring at 23 point something, and you'll see us glued in on both those guys. There won't be more than a couple feet of space between our defender and those two scorers.
He's a quick release on his shot, and I think that's for me was one of the biggest changes from last year's team. Is they lost Luke Lowy, but then they got Melvin Lee, which is also a nice ball handler and everything, and a scorer at times. But Eddie Minch, his game really became a marquee scoring leader on the team.
Yeah, he's done a nice job of just improving his game. He's changed his body, improved his game, and yeah, we were on him pretty good in Ripon when he hit 7 or 8 threes there. And we learned being on him and being having hands up. You just have to be more ready than you think you would have to be, and at a deeper range. So we drilled that, and Melvin Lee, as you had mentioned, is a really nice point guard for them. He's a dynamic, and he's their third option, but has become a bigger third option as the season progressed, and really very seldom ever even comes off the floor anymore. And beyond that, they just have great defenders, great guys who have a good solid work ethic. They don't turn it over. They're not needy. They're team first guys, which helps to round out and make them the team they are.
And everybody healthy for you right now? I know the first time you played him, and we kind of dug that 19, 20-point hole at halftime at Ripon. I know your son Marcus, I think he described it to me before, maybe about 60% in that ball game with that ankle injury. That it took him some weeks to come back from it. Obviously, it was looking pretty good last time we played him. We scored 30 points against him.
Yeah, he was back to feeling good. It was a long ankles are always tough, and take a lot of. It's like a percent a day kind of thing. You get better, but he's ready to go. Everyone's ready. Everyone's. We're at about the best situation we've been all year as far as health. So I'm thankful for that. And
I've seen some guys step up here towards the end of the season too. I mean, really, Reese Holman, I thought played with this last a few games in the postseason here. He's played with a lot of confidence. Looking for his offense, doing it very confidently out there. You had Owen Tooney, of course, he's always a solid player for Collingwood too. And really, you've mentioned before about him embracing his role as really a defensive stopper, just a hustler out there, once in a while rewarded with some points. But I think a lot of guys stepping up in their right roles at the right time for you guys.
Yeah, and and ultimately you mentioned the right guys there along with Trevor Van de Zandt, but yeah, Reese has stepped up, and his offensive output has increased, and that helps us be a little more difficult to guard, and that was a problem early for us. Yeah, and we're a little smarter as coaching staff, learning how to use the pieces we got. It takes a little bit to figure out what you have, what they can and can't do, and make those adjustments accordingly. So, yeah, we're clearly a better team. I know we're going to play hard tonight. It's a matter of ultimately, hopefully the ball goes in the hole for us enough to come out with a W.
And coach, this is why I love to do games like this tonight. This is why you coach for games like this tonight. And we got a ton of people out there waiting for this ball game that know they're going to see something special tonight. So I wish you guys luck, and may the best team win here tonight.
Thank you.
Again, Dan Damask, head coach for the Waupun Warriors, joining us, and come back with more of our pregame show brought to you by Home and Auto Sales right after this on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
Hi, I'm Billy Jo Bratz, and I'm a physical therapist, athletic trainer for Ignesian Sports Spine and Work Center, and I'm here to bring you the tip of the game. Overhead activity can wreak havoc on your shoulders. Make sure to keep your work in front of you and close to your body to decrease excess strain and potential injury.
FloorQuest has always provided the best quality flooring and cabinetry for your home. But did you know that we're now in a new location and a brand new store on Washburn Street in Oshkosh? There's an expanded showroom with more top quality flooring options and a much larger selection of beautiful cabinetry. Also a new outlet center with great pricing on in-stock flooring. Quality, service, savings every day. Now more than ever, there's more in store for you at FloorQuest, your flooring and cabinetry destination, also in Fond du Lac and at floorquest.net.
And welcome back to West Bend High School. Steve Winterhack along with Randy Armbia here bringing you the big sectional semifinal game in Division 3. And just before we go to the national anthem, let's take a look at the Waupun Chiropractic Injury Report. To prevent your next injury, contact Dr. Randy, Dr. Steve, and Dr. Sparks at 324-9899. Stop in for details about the sports program, 160 Gateway Drive in Waupun. And as you heard in the pregame show, everybody healthy, all hands on board. We're going to play at full strength for the first time against Ripon this year. Good news.
It is good news, and I'll tell you what, Steve, what an electric atmosphere. I have that WIA flyer that lists gym capacity. It says 2,500 for West Bend, but there is no doubt if you add all the people on the sides that are standing and that, we're probably pushing the 3,000 mark here tonight.
Well, let's take a break right now. We'll come back with the beginning of the game. Starting lineups coming your way in just a few minutes on FM 103.3 and also RadioPlusInfo.com.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Hoppers, the name you know and trust for silk screening, trophies, and awards, is now proud to offer online ordering. Go to hopperwear.com and order your team spirit wear. Choose your school, choose your brand, like Under Armour and Nike. Your logo, your look, your school from Hoppers. Get started by ordering yours now at hopperwear.com. That's hopperwear.com. Hopper Silk Screen and All-Star Trophy, 77 North Main Street, Fond du Lac.
Here we go, almost ready to get things going here at West Bend High School. Steve Winterhack along with Randy Armbia, and let's take care of some business here. Beaver Dam Community Hospital starting lineups. And for the Waupun Warriors, they'll be starting the same guys they've been pretty much starting the entire season. Marcus Damask, their scoring leader, over 20 points a game, 40% from three-point range, over 6 rebounds a game, leads the team in assists. A 6'5" sophomore. Trevor Van de Zandt, great ball handler. He's getting to be a bigger role for the team. Over 9 points a game, a 5'10" sophomore. Owen Tooney, a 6'3" junior, second leader of the team in scoring. 13.5 points a game, can also shoot it from downtown. Million moves inside. Colin Wattoon, great role player, great defender out there for Waupun. A 5'11" senior, 3.5 points a game. And Reese Holman, a 6'3" sophomore. He is averaging almost 9 points a game and almost 5 rebounds a game. For the Ripon Tigers, they're allowed to big man inside, and he can shoot outside too. Just a complete player. 6'8" senior Ben Vanderplas, Dean Vanderplas' son. He averages almost 20 points a game, 37% from three-point range. Eddie Minch really stepped up this year and is their scoring leader, 23.1 points a game. Shoots 41% from downtown. Quick release on his shot. A 6'4" senior. Melvin Lee moved into the Ripon area and is in the team this year, and he averages over 5 points, 12 points a game, and he's a 5'5" senior. Great ball distributor, too. Hunter Merrill, a 5'10" senior, great defender, and can also shoot from downtown. Tyler Pick, just your main rebounder out there, a 6'2" senior, only 3.5 points a game, but he's one of those hustle players out there for the Ripon Tigers. And that's your starting lineup, brought to you by Beaver Dam Community Hospital, and we are just about ready to play ball here, Randy. Starting lineups have been introduced here right on the court at West Bend. Packed house, even put some seats at the end, and everybody ready for an electric game here tonight in high school basketball.
Yeah, there's probably about 6 or 7 rows deep on the end lines, either seated in folding chairs or standing, and I think the Ripon band taking up maybe 100 positions on the left of us here on one other end line. So What a great atmosphere for a high school sectional game, and I don't know if you could fit maybe, really lucky if you fit another 50 people in here. It is definitely a packed house, capacity house.
And the winner of this ball game will be playing at 4 o'clock, a meeting over at Whitefish Bay. The same two places for sectionals this year. West Bend for the semifinal, then over at Whitefish Bay for the championship in the sectionals. And the winner will be taking on Martin Luther, a team that won last night. They had to play their game last night because their girls team played this afternoon down at the Cole Center, or I should say at the Rush Center. Opening tip-off goes off from one of the Ripon players, and Waupun will get it first to start the ball game out here at West Bend High School.
Both student sections here are pretty hyped up, and they're going to try and support their teams the best of their ability. And right now, Waupun getting that first opportunity to score the basketball.
So the Warriors start things out with the ball. Reese Holman has it top of the key, dribbles off to his right, reverses it back to the left, back in the corner with it. Colin Waupun will get a lot of space defensively from Ripon. They usually kind of let him run free a little bit until he gets close to the basket. Trevor Van de Zan with it, stays on the perimeter. He goes Owen Tooney along the baseline, gets cut off by Hunter Merrill, turns around, 10-footer comes up a little short. Rebound is loose, and it goes off from Tyler Pick, out of bounds. Waupun basketball. Everybody kind of left Owen Tooney all by himself, turned around, had a 10-foot shot, just came up short.
And right now, you may be seeing a little bit of nerves out there by both teams. They just look a little tight.
Biggest crowd I'm sure either team has played in front of this season. Waupun playing at the Cole Center last year, and a pretty good crowd over at Whitefish Bay last year. Trevor Van de Zan with it, kicks it out left side after Reese Holman. He'll dribble out of the corner. Back on the top over to Colin Waupun.
Hunter Merrill drawing the defensive job against Marcus Damask. Probably Ripon's best defender.
Solid kid out there, and here goes Colin Watun's going to get fouled as he made him move to the basket. Eddie Minch is going to pick up a foul. A good guy to get an early foul against on Ripon. Eddie Minch, their scoring leader.
Yeah, not only their scoring leader, but the conference scoring leader, and one of the premier players. I know he's getting some college looks around the area. Certainly some Division III and some Division II interest.
So Marcus Damask with it, gets it back on the top over to Waupun, passes left side to Van de Zan. Guarded by Melvin Lee. Looking for a little crease in the Ripon defense. Haven't found it yet. Trying to get Marcus free, and here goes Owen Tooney. A little fake, pulls up, 10-footer, comes up short again, and then he hits it out of bounds, and Waupun comes up empty. Had the ball quite a bit to start the ball game in the first minute and a half here, but come up empty and no score in the ball game on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard.
Interesting to see Bennett Vanderplas. He was getting out much farther on Reese Holman. He was another guy that would just sag and kind of play the one-man zone around the basket. Today, getting out on Reese as Reese starting to score more and shoot the ball better.
Vanderplas got to guard him everywhere. He can shoot from downtown. The same with Eddie Minch, just ready to lock and loaded to shoot. Hunter Merrill from the corner misses the three-point shot, and ball taken in by Owen Tooney. One and done for Ripon. No score in the ball game, almost 2 minutes into it. Big sectional semifinal here at West Bend High School. Stephen Randy with you on RadioPlusInfo.com. Good look for Van de Zan. Gets it over to Colin Waupun. Maybe the least likely person to score the first points of the ball game for either team. But Waupun leading 2-0.
Really a nice pass by Van de Zan there, and that's good. Opportunities are going to be there for Colin Waupun.
Melvin Lee puts up a three from the right side, and that is nothing but net. Ripon gets the first lead of the ball game, leading Waupun 3-2.
Not sure if the folks at home can hear how loud it is or not, but just deafening here at the West Bend High School.
Yeah, just a great high school basketball atmosphere. Van de Zan has it near along the left sideline. Gives up his dribble, gets it back on top over to Waupun. With the ball now, Marcus Damask thought about it by the right elbow, but pulls it back out to set things up again. Waupun being very patient so far, all their trips down the court. Holman along the left sideline with it. He'll dribble out of the corner. Passes over to Van de Zan. Right side with it is Waupun. And here goes Damask with it down the lane. Good job defensively on Marcus so far by Ripon. Has it by the free throw line. Gets it, kind of loses it. Coming up with it is Melvin Lee. It's a little step towards the basket. Somehow gets it to curl back in. Big time move there by Melvin Lee. Giving up a lot of inches to Marcus Damask, but somehow gets it to kind of scoop it over his shoulder, put it in.
That's just a young man that's played a lot of basketball there, knowing how to put some English on that shot and kiss it off the glass, and then big-time play.
Thought he came up a little short on getting a little too far into the basket, but now he, like you said, put a little spin on it. Got it to go. Waupun trailing 5-2. Damas pulls up from just past the free throw line and gets it to go. Marcus with his first points, puts Waupun back within a point, trailing now 5-4 on your Marcus and State Bank scoreboard.
That's excellent to see Damas get going early.
There's Melvin Lee just inside the free throw line, and he's feeling it. He's got all 7 points so far for the Ripon Tigers and has his team up by 3, 7-4.
He's over halfway to his game average right now, just a couple of minutes in.
The tricky part about their elevated area we're doing the game, they can't really see the scoreboard very good. Melvin Lee ends up a little blocking foul on him on the move by Van de Zan, but I can see Waupun's score on this scoreboard, and I can see Ripon's on that, so I got to go back and forth. But still a great place to call a ball game from, and overseeing this great high school basketball atmosphere.
Brendan Mock checking in for Colin Waupun right now. One of the three-point specialists there for Waupun.
Mock has it down to the right corner, tries to get it into Marcus, gets knocked out, he chases it, and Mock has it again, goes over to Tooney, left side to Reese Holman. Holman has Vanderplas guarding him. Also see Austin Lopez checks in the ballgame for Ripon right now. Along with Marshall Moore, and you'll see a lot of those guys picking up some minutes. They don't go real deep into the bench, but these guys definitely come in early. A little turnaround shot with the right hand by Owen Tooney, who is naturally a left-hander, gets his first basket of the ball game. Upon trailing now 7-6 on your Marcus and State Bank scoreboard. Vanderplas passes it over Lopez, back on the top over to Melvin Lee. A little hesitation to the basket, a runner, and he gets it to go. And right now it's all Melvin Lee, all 9 points for their 5'5" senior guard. Back up by 3 is Ripon.
Lots of emphasis by Waupun put on covering both Vanderplas and Mensch, and Melvin Lee taking advantage here. He's just been phenomenal here in the opening minutes.
Oh, Tooney getting double teamed, gets it back over to Mock, a little pass underneath over to Reese Holman, and puts it in. Nice little look inside, finding Holman all alone. And one from way downtown by Mitch. That one is no good, and chase for the ball, and knocked out of bounds by Van de Zan. Minch coming up short on a shot. Good sight to see for Waupun, because he was pretty unconscious the first time we played him. A nice shooter, and he can shoot from anywhere and gets it off in a hurry.
I believe, what is he, 5 for 5 in the opening minutes of that game there at Ripon that night, making everything early on.
Yeah, he had 7 3-pointers in that ball game. Just a great game by him. Turns around, little catch and shoot, comes up short again. Owen Tooney gets the rebound, and Waupun has the basketball. Trailing by a point, 9-8, and a little opportunity to get the lead back in the ball game. 12:05 and counting down in the first half. Marcus Damas pulls it out to set things up and kind of yelling out to his teammates. Exactly what he wants him to do. He's guarded by Eddie Minch out near half court. We get coming on our post-game show award, the PT Tire and Service Player of the Game. It's the player that stands out the most with the performance tonight. Pam and Tony, they're the big tire players of our area. Call 346-TIRE. And Waupun turns it over. Vanderplas comes up with it, bringing it up the other way, and Waupun not even getting a shot off. Goes Lee in the lane, gets it over Lopez on the left side, kicks it back on top over to Morin. Lopez with it again on the perimeter. Goes Lee, turns around, passes up the three-point shot from the free throw line. And Lee continues to score all the points for the Ripon Tigers. Waupun 8, Melvin Lee 11 so far in the ball game. He's definitely feeling it right now. Trevor Van de Zan right in front of the Ripon bench, passes it over to Mock, and the side pass into Marcus Damaskin comes up short. A little short on that shot, put it up with the right hand, and one and done. Here goes Vanderplas with a shot. That one's short. And getting the rebound is Marcus Damas. 11-8 the lead now for the Ripon Tigers. Over 10 minutes to play in the first half. Damas over by the left side now with the ball, dribbles off to his left and back over to Van de Zan. He'll put up a three, and that one goes for Trevor Van de Zan, his first points, and he has tied this game up at 11 apiece.
You know, Waupun's been working on it for the last 3 or 4 days. There are people that are being left open and using them as ball screeners that time working, and everybody doubled on Damask. He's able to get Trevor Van Zandt open and knock down the three-pointer.
Melvin Lee with it again, little lob pass into Vanderplas, overshoots it to Lopez's putback, no good, and then Reese Holman knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Ripon basketball. I think that ball might have been partially blocked on the shot by Vanderplas inside, kind of a no-look pass from Melvin Lee.
Yeah, if it wasn't blocked, it was highly contested there, made it difficult for him, and looks to be a little bit frustrated right now almost that things aren't coming to him very easily.
So Lee will inbound now on the end line for Ripon, down to the corner, down to Eddie Mitch. Like I said, you got to have a hand in his face at all times. He's a sharpshooter. Melvin Lee with it down to the left corner. Go off a pick from Tyler Pick. Back on the top over to Hunter Merrill. Back over to Melvin Lee. A hesitation move and kind of brings it back and ends up carrying the ball. I think he called for it quite often. Kind of does that with those hesitation moves, and official all over that one. Waupun gets the ball back. Still knotted up at 11 apiece here at a packed house in West Bend High School.
I have to believe that the Waupun coaching staff somehow got their message across by watching Melvin Lee for carrying the ball, because they felt he gets away with that, you know, often, and not very often is it called. So, you know, they might have had a subtle way to just make him. Please watch that.
Well, when Tooney goes to the rack, misses about a 2-footer. And getting the rebound is Tyler Pick, is up to Melvin Lee, bringing it along the left side. Back over to Pick. He'll put up a 16-footer from straight away. Rims out, no good. Vanderplas gets the offensive rebound. And Damask working the officials. Maybe thought there's a push, and then Eddie Mitch gets it from way downtown. He gets his first points of the ball game. And the first player to score besides Melvin Lee, and puts Ripon up 14-11. It's funny, when you see the officials get near either one of the coaches, they always have something to say between Dan Damask and Dean Vanderplas. Ball's going to go off the Ripon Tigers. Vanderplas looking for someone to try to plead his case to.
Yeah, thought it may have gone off of Reese Holman's head on the way out of bounds, but both officials kind of pointing at each other and saying no. Clearly knocked out by Bennett, even though he didn't agree with the call.
3-point lead for the Ripon Tigers. Sectional semifinal at West Bend High School. Because Van Zandt along the right baseline gets cut off by Melvin Lee. Gets it back on the top over to Brendan Mock. Holman with it, back on the top over to Van Zandt. Holman's got it working along that left block into Holman. A little jump hook which he had going in that last game against Campbellport. He gets it to go. 4 points in the ball game now for Reese Holman.
We've seen Reese just improve leaps and bounds over the last month or so, and being very efficient on offense.
Lee top of the key pass, and he's going to end up traveling. Kind of a hesitation pass over to Hunter Merrill, and ends up traveling. We're kind of talking it out, those two, and you got Colin Wattoon checking back in for Brendan Mock. But Waupun, another opportunity to get that lead back. They're trailing 14-13 on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. This game presented in part by Keys for real estate agent Carrie Pattee of Waupun. Call her today for your real estate needs at 344-8066, a proud sponsor of Waupun Area Sports. So Waupun with an opportunity this trip down the court to get that lead, trailing 14-13 on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard.
Waupun being very patient offensively tonight.
And a travel call on Marcus Damask, doing a little bit too much. Up by the free throw line, ends up spinning around and dragging his pivot foot. It will be Ripon basketball. 7:41 left in the first half. Waupun again trailing 14-13. Jaden Colleen, he's going to check in the ball game for Waupun. Colleen, a 6'4" sophomore, and Owen Tooney will get a little break.
Hard to believe the number of sophomores on this Waupun team here that are getting significant minutes, and what a bright future this program has.
Well, all the starters for Ripon are all seniors, so those guys will be gone next year. And they've got a couple guys coming off the bench. Marshall Moore with the basketball just traveled right now. He's one of the juniors along with Austin Lopez, a junior. So those guys are coming back, but otherwise their entire starting lineup is gone, graduated.
Yeah, and it looks like a high-quality officiating crew here tonight. They're not going to miss those little half-step head starts that some players get sometimes, just picking up that pivot foot before the ball leaves their hand, and been called a couple of times early on.
Damask has it along the right side. Passes down to the corner. A little give and go over to Reese Holman. Gets knocked out of his hands by Moore. It'll be Waupun basketball in their baseline. You want a nice close game as we get further into this first half. A lot at stake. End of the season for one team. Maybe their dreams of getting a state championship for the other team that can win this ball game. A little pass into Marcus Damas, misses the three-footer. Rebound going to Colleen, puts it back up. Gets fouled on the shot, misses the shot, but to the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for either team, and it is Jaden Colleen at the line.
That's what Colleen brings to the table. He's just, maybe not the most skilled offensive player, but crazy athletic, jumps out of the gym, has length, long arms, and the rebound crasher doing a great job.
Colleen's free throw out the front of the rim, and there's a kid that's maybe one of the guys you might feel that's going to maybe tighten up a little bit in this kind of an atmosphere, just not used to playing in front of this many people and with this much at stake.
I'm glad you can see at least partial scoreboards on both sides. I can't see anything on the scoreboard.
That's Ripon's score, and that's ours. You got to look from one end of the court to the other to see the score. Forgot about that factor when you come up here. A great place to call a game.
I'm trying to look and see who the foul was on. I couldn't get it from the official there, and I can't see anything up on that scoreboard.
I want to welcome our 634 people, computers that are logged on. I'm sure a lot of people watching, each one of the, maybe hopefully hooked up to your TV at home or what establishment might have it downtown Waupun, but we have 637 people logged into this ball game, so welcome. Both free throws missed. That one rims out, no good for Jaden Colleen. Waupun still down, 14-13. It's been that score for a couple minutes now. Hunter Merrill has it, gets it over to Morin, back in the corner to Melvin Lee with it. Lee's got 11 points of the 14 points for the Ripon Tigers. It goes along the baseline, is going to pull it back. Back out on top, and maybe got away with another little carry there. I can't believe you could bring that way and then bring the ball back without getting your hand underneath it. But
Coach Damask working the officials there, constantly throwing that reminder into the mix there that there's a possibility that Melvin might carry the ball.
Well, upon passing, this is a chance to get a rebound out of Colleen's hand and taken away by Melvin Lee, and then Colleen reaches in and fouls Lee. I want to thank another one of our sponsors for tonight's game, Preferred Properties agent Andrew Pike. Give him a call, 517-0292, 517-0292, another proud sponsor of Area Sports. Melvin Lee will inbound to the baseline for the Ripon Tigers. Little pass to Minch, and somehow rims all the way around and no good. Minch not happy he missed it, looking for a foul at the end of it too to the official, but misses just a point-blank range lay-in. Still stuck at 14-13. They're doing a good job shutting down Marcus Damas. Hunter Merrill really doing a great lockdown job on Damas. Jack Lenz in the ball game now for Waupun, getting his first action of the game. Taking the top over to Van de Zandt, gets him by the free throw line. Little pump fake, goes up, puts it in. Basket for Trevor Van de Zandt, and Waupun takes the lead at 15-14. Marshall Morin with it, dribbles out near half court. It was a long drought for both teams. Had to be at least a couple minutes. Here goes Bennett Vanderplas off the front of the rim and no good. And Colleen goes in and rips the rebound down for Waupun.
Good job by Jaden Colleen again. That's what they want from him. Just ask from him, go and crash. And that was a man's rebound there. He was up above the crowd.
Here's Jack Lenz with a three-point shot well short. Colleen gets the rebound. And he'll dribble out of the lane and set it back up for Waupun. And it reloads. No, he throws right in the hands of Eddie Minch. And they steal the ball. Vanderplas tries to pass underneath, but a good job by Owen Tooney. Bad pass trying to find Morin underneath the basket, but Tooney was right there to take it. So Waupun gets the ball back.
Big news right here. Bennett Vanderplas has not scored yet in this basketball game.
Here goes Damas to the rack with him. Finally gets it to go. Nice basket there for Marcus Damas, and gets fouled on the play. It looks like, couldn't hear the whistle with all the crowd noise here, but looks like he's getting set up to shoot a free throw, but hits the back of the rim, it deadens off the rim and rolls in for the basket. Waupun opens up a 3-point lead. See Reese Holman checking back in for Waupun along with Brendan Mock. Any thoughts or comments about the game here? Feel free to get on the computer and contact Nick R. at WFDL.com. And Nick's right here. He'll give us some of those comments you might make during the ball game. Nick R. at WFDL.com. Free throw goes in for Damascus. On the other end, Melvin Lee goes up and puts it in and gets fouled. And he's looking for an and one. Waupun opens up a 18-14 lead, but Melvin Lee comes in and gets another basket. Lighting it up, 13 points and looking for his 14th at the free throw line.
I believe that foul went on Owen Tooney, his first.
Free throw is nothing but net for the 68% free throw shooting Melvin Lee. So just like that, you get a 4-point lead and right back to a 1-point lead. Waupun leading 18-17, 4.5 and counting down in the ball game here in West Bend.
Yeah, it's been all Melvin Lee for Ripon here early on. You know, Eddie Mensch with the 1 3-pointer, but otherwise everything going to Melvin Lee.
Mott gets it over to Reese Holman. Top of the key extended right now with it is Marcus Damask. Little lob pass into Owen Tooney. Sees Bennett Vanderplas over there and dishes it off. Nice job controlling himself and finding Reese Holman coming in. Good movement away from the ball for Holman to get his 6th point. Waupun leading 20-17.
Reese Holman just continues to improve. You know, they forget sometimes how young these players are for Waupun, and you're going to see improvement every week, every month, and you know, as the season wears on.
Here goes Hunter Merrill along the side and is going to get up to Moore, and he'll bring it into the basket. Little runner and gets a nice running shot from 2 feet out to go. First the basket for Marshall Morin. Back to a 1-point lead for the Warriors, up 20-19. 3.5 minutes and counting down in the ball game on your Marcus and State Bank scoreboard. Damask getting the ball over to Reese Holman. Has a near top of the key back in the hands of Marcus. And then we got a foul away from the ball. They call that one on Owen Tooney. Going to pick up a foul.
Tooney being fronted there high in the lane. He tried to ride the defender even higher and probably did extend that right arm, give a little shove off there, trying to create some space for the lob into him.
Coming up in the postgame show, we'll award the PT Tire and Service Player of the Game. It's the player that stands out the most with his performance tonight. Pam the P and Tony the T to make a great team at PT Tire and Service of Brandon, 346 Tire. Want to get a hold of them. Eddie Minch with the ball now and hands it off over to Melvin Lee. Back out to Moore and lines up a 3-point shot. Gets it in rhythm and gets it to go for his 2nd 3 of the ball game. Eddie Minch with a basket. And Ripon with a lead back at 22-20. Little pass into Reese Holman. Going down the lane, a nice little feed from Owen Tooney. And we are now tied up at 22 apiece. 8 points in the game for Reese Holman. We got a push called on Ripon as I see Dan Damask clapping, so I knew it had to have been good for Waupun. So a Ripon foul. From the post set up there exactly who that was on, but going to call that one on Melvin Lee. He picks up his 2nd foul.
That's a big call right there, getting Melvin involved early in the foul trouble there. He's going to take a seat as well. Coach Vanderplas again working the officials.
We'll pass over to Van de Zand along the right side, back on top over to Marcus Damask, and well, they're going to call another play, a foul away from the ball again. This one looks like it's kind of pointing over in the direction of Reese Holman.
3 officials out here. They're doing a nice job of watching all the action away from the ball, and there's a lot on the line here for both these coaches. You can really see the frustration on every call.
Until that game in Waupun just about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and there was a very physical game. Even got a little chippy and pushing and stuff towards the end of the ball game. So yeah, these 2 teams, it's just a great rivalry. Vanderplas takes in the lane, and he's going to get fouled on his way to the basket on the floor by one of the Warriors.
That went on Reese as well. His 2nd, 2 quick ones there on Holman.
Holman picks up his 2nd. He'll sit down, and Jaden Colleen will come in for him. And that foul on the floor, so Ripon will inbound on their baseline. Ball gets taken out top over to Tyler Pick. Down to the corner with it is Marshall Morin. Gives up his dribble. Pick gets it, kind of forces one up there, no good. And ball finally rebounded by Van de Zand. So we are knotted up at 22 apiece, 2 minutes and counting down in the first half. Here goes Marcus Damask, a little scoop shot to the basket and puts it in. Strong move there by the sophomore for Waupun. His 7th point. Waupun with the lead back, leading 24-22. Some More action away from the ball again, and a foul on Waupun. And that is their 7th foul, and bonus time for Eddie Minch, who will go to the line now for his first free throws of the ball game.
Foul's going on Trevor Van Zandt here, and the majority of the fouls in this game have been away from the basketball, not on shots or on a drive. It's just been illegal screens and maybe some holding, trying to prevent their player from cutting their face. And you can tell the coaches have worked hard in practice all week. They've been, just driving that in here. Nobody's going to cut your face and get an easy layup and that's why probably a lot of the physicality we're seeing in this game.
Yeah, a lot of fouls away from the balls. With that now with Waupun with their 7th. They still got 6 up there on the board. Dan was arguing with the officials and said, I don't think that's 7. It's only 6, and that's what they've got on the board. I think they added to the wrong side, and both teams sitting at 6 they have on there now.
That's what I have in my book as well, 6 team fouls on the Warriors.
So Ripon will inbound and get it out to Tyler Pick. Back on top over to Bennett Vanderplas looking for his first points of the game. Down to Pick along that right baseline. And good job by Owen Tooney using that big wide body to make that shot very hard for Tyler Pick. Some contact there, and he can't get it to go, and Jaden Colleen rips down the rebound.
Jaden Colleen hasn't scored in this game, but he's made an impact. He's got 4 or 5 rebounds in limited minutes, so doing a great job being aggressive on the glass.
Waupun leads 24-22. Down to 1:14 and counting down in the first half. Waupun with the basketball. Trevor Van Zandt has it along the right sideline. Passes it down the corner over to Owen Tooney. Back on the top over to Brendan Mock. Van Zandt will turn around three-pointer on the way. A little bit too short. And a ball loose and going in the hands of Jaden Colleen and gets called for travel. Should have maybe bounced it once, but he ends up kind of moving both his feet and trying to dish it off. And a little excited after getting that rebound, and he's called for the travel. So Ripon now with the basketball. 50 seconds and counting down in the half. What a great first half. Both teams are still really kind of feeling themselves out. Either team out so far in this first half of play.
And Vanderplas still has not scored in this basketball game. Quite a surprise.
Hunter Merrill has it by the free throw line. Back on the top over to Morin. Back over to Hunter Merrill. Going in along the left side. Spins around. Gets it back out to Pick straight away. Left side with it is Marshall Morin. And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice job by Colleen. They try to bounce pass it into Eddie Minch along that left block, and Colleen gets his hand on it. Out of bounds off from him. It'll be Ripon basketball. And Brendan Mock will sit down, and Jack Lenz checks in for him. Out of 25 seconds left in the first half. Waupun still leading 24-22. Minch with it. Van Zandt gets right out there in a hurry to guard him because he gets that shot off in a hurry when he does put it up. Back over to Hunter Merrill. Left corner with it is Morin. Kicks it back out on top. Over to Hunter Merrill. Back to Morin. Back over to Tyler Pick. Down to 8 seconds left. A falling shot actually getting tripped on his way to the basket is Marshall Morin with 6.8 seconds left. And Morin will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. Morin is a 62% free throw shooter.
Ball going on Trevor Van Zandt, his second. Owen Tooney with 2 and Reese Holman with 2 for Waupun.
First free throw is up off the front of the rim and spills off to the right, no good. Morin at the free throw line, trying to get his team back within a point. Big opportunity here for Waupun, though. 6.8 seconds left, if they can at least get the rebound or have to take it out of bounds. Morin's next free throw, too strong. Chasing it down is Marcus Damas, down to 5 seconds left. He's cut off. He gets it over to Owen Tooney. He's have to launch it from 2/3 court on his way and off the front of the rim and no good. And what a great first half of basketball here from West Bend High School. Waupun takes the lead into the locker room, 24-22 in the sectional semifinal at West Bend High School. Steve Winterick along with Randy Ardman. We'll be back with the halftime show coming your way in just a few minutes on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
We're proud to be part of life's special milestones. National Exchange Bank and Trust is a locally owned independent bank with big bank abilities
and convenience for all our customers in the form of competitive market-driven banking products and solutions. Greater access with more locations and ATMs across southeastern Wisconsin. And quality customer care from familiar faces and friendly voices that you've come to know and trust.
National Exchange Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
To feel good about your smile and your dentist, visit Sauer Dental. They are dedicated to personalized dental care. So for your family dental needs, visit Dr. Todd Sauer at 845 South Main Street in Fond du Lac.
So you're ready for a new TV. Nice. Are you thinking LED Smart TV, Ultra HD 4K OLED Plasma Curved Screen 3D Energy Star Ultra Thin 240 Hz or Cloud? Should you choose a big screen, a bigger screen, or just plain huge? Well, at Silica, we make it easy. Save big on the amazing clarity of Ultra HD. Plus, pay no interest when paid in full within 12 months. So go bigger and better the easy way at Silica for your home. We speak TV.
At Summit Automotive, we treat you like family.
We're right here off Highway 41 in Fond du Lac.
And we have one of the largest selections of vehicles.
That's right, over 400 to choose from.
At Summit Automotive.
New Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams.
And one of the largest used car and truck selections.
That means you can drive one home today.
We'll give you our best deals.
Our best service.
Our best value.
You have our word on it.
Hablamos español.
Come see us. We'll go
the extra mile for you.
At Summit Automotive, Fond du Lac.
So, with that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player 1. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you can be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
We make sure we sell the best possible product for the best price up front, and that's a huge customer satisfier.
We don't get paid on commissions. We're here to make sure that what you find is what you want and you're going to pay the right price for it.
It truly is a unique, different, and better buying experience than what I was used to, and I'm sure a lot of other people can say the same thing.
And we want to make sure that this is an experience that they will have that they will not have anywhere else.
Discover the difference. Holiday Ford Fond du Lac, worth the trip.
Yeah, Steve and Randy, we're back at halftime here at West Bend High School, and what a great first half. I think both teams still not playing, just flat out letting it go yet. Right now playing a little tight for both teams, but Waupun at halftime 24-22 over the number 1 ranked and undefeated Ripon Tigers.
Yeah, and maybe credit some excellent defense by both teams. As we talked about, coaches prepared well for this game. I'm sure they didn't look past this to anything down the future. They were putting all their marbles into this game, and good defense being played, good game plans being employed by both coaches and the kids on the floor.
That's going to be an interesting halftime talk for both Coach Dan Damaski and for Coach Dean Vanderplas. See what they're going to say to their team, bring out anything different here in the second half, show anything they haven't showed yet. I haven't seen anything crazy defensively that Dan Damaski said he possibly might bring up in this ball game in the first half of play.
No, I know they've got a number of gimmicks in ploy there that they might use tonight, and so far we haven't seen that, and it's just been really just pretty much quality good man defense and different people, but mostly Marcus Damas doing a great job on Vanderplas. Hasn't scored in the game yet, and they're obviously trying to key down and shut down Marcus Damas, but some of the other players for Waupun have stepped up, as well as Melvin Lee for Ripon, leading scorer in the game.
Yeah, he had what a start to the game for him. Scored like the first 11 points for the Ripon Tigers and kind of just beating Waupun at that time, staying ahead of Waupun by himself. But again, a very entertaining first half. And let's take a look at the scoring in the first half of play.
Well, first off for Ripon, as I said, notably Bennett Vanderplas has not scored in the game. Marshall Morin with 2. Eddie Mensch with 6, Melvin Lee with the 14, and he did not score late in that first half, mainly because he had some foul trouble and he sat out a lot. So, and then for Waupun, Marcus Damascus 7 points, Trevor Vanazan with 5, Owen Tooney with 2, Colin Watun with 2 points, and Reese Holman rounds out the scoring with 8 for Waupun.
And your halftime show should be an amazing second half of play here at West Bend High School. And Randy and I are going to take another break and come back with the second half of play, get our voices rested for that. But again, Waupun taking a 24-22 lead into halftime in this sectional semifinal game at West Bend High School. and we'll be back for the second half right after this on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
As a high school student trying to decide where to go to college, we know your first two questions are, do they have my major, and can I afford this? Well, we heard you. We have over 40 majors and we've lowered tuition. To learn more, visit us at marionuniversity.edu/tuition.
Hi, I'm Billy Jo Bratz, and I'm a physical therapist, athletic trainer for Agnesian Sports Spine and Work Center, and I'm here to bring you the tip of the game. Overhead activity can wreak havoc on your shoulders. Make sure to keep your work in front of you and close to your body to decrease excess strain and potential injury.
You know, FloorQuest has always provided the best quality flooring and cabinetry for your home. But did you know that we're now in a new location and a brand new store on Washburn Street in Oshkosh? There's an expanded showroom with more top quality flooring options and a much larger selection of beautiful cabinetry. Also a new outlet center with great pricing on in-stock flooring. Quality, service, savings every day. Now more than ever, there's more in store for you at FloorQuest, your flooring and cabinetry destination, also in Fond du Lac and at floorquest.net.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the home and family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
We're proud to be part of life's special milestones. National Exchange Bank and Trust is a locally owned independent bank with big bank abilities
and convenience for all our customers in the form of competitive market-driven banking products and solutions. Greater access with more locations and ATMs across southeastern Wisconsin. And quality customer care from familiar faces and friendly voices that you've come to know and trust.
National Exchange Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
So you're ready for a new TV. Nice. Are you thinking LED Smart TV, Ultra HD 4K, OLED Plasma Curved Screen, 3D, Energy Star, Ultra Thin, 240 Hz, or Cloud? Should you choose a big screen, a bigger screen, or just plain huge? Well, at Silica, we make it easy. Save big on the amazing clarity of Ultra HD. Plus, pay no interest when paid in full within 12 months. So go bigger and better the easy way at Silica for your home. We speak TV.
Also like to thank Thrivent Financial Advisor John Leonard, who is hiring, by the way. Give John a call today. And also like to thank Club Fitness, located on Main Street in Waupun, for their sponsorship of the ball game here tonight. Thank you to Club Fitness, Jeff and Lisa Colleen, always supporting high school sports. Beaver Dam trails Cedarburg by 5, 32-27. That is at the half in Division II of the sectional semifinal there. Wausau East leads Medford at the half, 27-25, Division II sectional semi there. Oshkosh North leads Marshfield in Division I at the half, 46-40. Bangor leads Augusta at the half, 41-33. Spash and Eau Claire North are tied at the half at 27 apiece. New Holstein leads Valders at the half, and Partyville is in the lead over Cochrane Fountain City, 32-26 at the half as well. Thank you to Vanderkin Plumbing, to Thrivent Financial Advisor John Leonard, who's hiring, by the way, and thank you to Club Fitness on Main Street in Waupun for sponsoring our halftime report. Gentlemen, and our 721, we say times 3 or 4 people per TV set or computer. Back to you guys.
Yeah, what an amazing You know, a bunch of computers logged on to this. I think we were up to over 700 before we did the sectional championship last year down at Whitefish Bay. It was quite a viewership that day. So, again, thanks to everyone for logging on RadioPlusInfo.com and getting an opportunity to watch this game with the high-quality cameras that they provided here for us. And, again, excited for the second half. It's going to be crazy, Randy. We're up 24-22, and it's going to be nuts.
Hard to believe there's 720 computer units on when there's about 1,500 Waupun people sitting here in the crowd. So.
Who are these people?
Yeah.
And you can let Nick R. at WFDL.com know who you are out there that are watching. Melvin Lee's going to turn around all alone, three-point shot. That one no good. Ball kept alive by Hunter Merrill. And then Eddie Minch knocks it off from Marcus DeMass before it goes out of bounds. Big opportunity for Waupun to get that ball back, but long rebound turns into a ball off for Marcus DeMass. It is Ripon basketball.
Fairly clean game here in the first half. Ripon I only have for 5 turnovers, Waupun with 4. It could be off a little bit, but pretty accurate. Not a lot of turnovers in the game.
Melvin Lee with the basketball now for Ripon, and Hunter Merrill takes a couple steps before his feet were going kind of like the cartoons are getting out of here with the drums going, but he gets called for a travel. Knew what he wanted to do, and just didn't want to wait for that ball to quite get down to the floor to dribble it.
Make that turnover number 6 on Ripon.
Yeah, that always happens when you mention a good clean game, and then all of a sudden somebody has a turnover. And good for if you're a Waupun fan. Little lob pass into Marcus DeMask and puts it off there a little too hard. But a nice job by Colin Mattoon to pick up the rebound. Reese Holman turns around, three-point shot, and now Marcus is going to pick up a foul on the rebound attempt. Couple opportunities missed by Waupun to extend their lead. It'll be Ripon basketball. Good call again on Marcus. That is his second foul. 24-22 the lead for the Waupun Warriors. Early going of the second half on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. Melvin Lee with it down in the right corner, guarded by Owen Tooney. And looks like maybe a foul on Reese Holman, maybe having a body on Bennett Vanderplas to prevent him from getting in the lane of the ball.
That's a third foul on Reese Holman. That's a big call here early in the second half.
Yeah, and Reese had those 8 points in the first half. You can't take away that scoring punch for Waupun.
See Coach DeMass talking to his staff. They're making some kind of decision whether they're going to leave Reese in the game or maybe bring possibly Colleen back in to try and buy him some minutes.
Here goes Tyler Picken. He travels on his way to the basket. So a couple of the role players aren't normally included. And that kind of happens when you don't get involved in the offense, and they really don't use you a whole lot in that first half. When you do get an opportunity, things like that can happen to both him and Merrill.
Sometimes you find yourself so wide open too when they're using a lot of shading defense towards the star players that can be just a little bit overwhelming there, and you want to do something so special you take off before you put the ball down.
Holman has it along the left sideline, dribbles out back over the left corner with it. He is Marcus DeMass, double teamed, and back over to Reese Holman, turns around, and no foul, luckily on Reese or anything on that, but misses the shot after that contact. Vanderplas turns around, three-pointer on the way and gets it to go, and there's a gentleman you don't want to see get going in this ball game. He puts his team up now. Last score of, I don't think they called it a 2 or a 3. They haven't put it on the board yet.
Yeah, I believe it was called a 3 by the officials on the court.
So now they got it up there, 25-24, the lead for the Ripon Tigers.
I'll tell you what, that shot is so tough. He kind of falls back on his three-point shot and just creates space for himself. He's making that one. There's really not much you can do as a defense against it.
Van de Zandt has it, top of the key, passes left side over to Reese Holman. 15.5 remaining in the ball game. Waupun trailing now 25-24. Little pass into Van de Zandt. A nice look from Marcus DeMass, finds Van de Zandt open to put Waupun back out on top. And Lee takes it right the other way and puts Ripon back on top. Seesaw battle. Lee makes Waupun pay for maybe slow to get back and goes right to the rack with it. 26-25. Owen Tooney with a three-point shot from about 2 feet behind the three-point line. Tooney now with 5 points in the game, and Waupun now in the lead, 29-27. Things picking up here at West Bend High School. Then Tyler Pick gets in the act. Tyler Pick getting his first points, turns around, 16-17 footer, and nothing but net on his shot. We are tied now at 29 apiece.
Owen Tooney after the long three-pointer, they're kind of giving the old three-finger salute. You don't see a lot of emotion out of him sometimes, but little celebration there by him after making that three.
Holman kicks it back on the top over to Van de Zandt. Has it in the lane, 14-footer straight away, and rattles that one home. Another basket for Trevor Van de Zandt. Waupun now leading 31-29. Will pass into Pick inside. A block shot by Marcus Damask. Blocks it again, and then great job defensively for Damask, not picking up a foul there. Waupun comes up with the ball. And a 2-point lead, 31-29 Warriors.
I think a good officiating crew here tonight, Stephen. You know, they called some closer fouls early away from the ball, but
here goes Damask, about 17 feet straight out over Hunter Merrill. I agree with you. They were called a little closer earlier, but now,
now they're going to let the players decide the game the way it should be.
Oh, and Tooney steals the ball for the Warriors, and now they have a 4-point lead and the basketball. They're leading 33-29.
Waupun crowd coming to life.
Trevor Van der Zandt with it out on the perimeter, kicks it over to Owen Tooney, turns around, 3-point shot on the way, too strong, and Colin Toon tries to get the rebound, but then we've got a foul called on the Ripon Tigers, and luckily, because Eddie Mitch is about ready to throw it down the court to Melvin Lee, and nobody near him, would have been an easy lay-in.
I think that one on Melvin, too. Melvin Lee, yeah, that's his third foul.
And he was way down underneath the basket, and then next thing you know, he's way down the court, and then we've got a timeout taken on the court by the Ripon Tigers. And Randy and I will come back in 1 minute with more Waupun Warrior basketball on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
At Summit Automotive, we treat you like family.
We're right here off Highway 41 in Fond du Lac.
And we have one of the largest selections of vehicles.
That's right, over 400 to choose from.
At Summit Automotive.
New Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams.
And one of the largest used car and truck selections.
That means you can drive one home today.
We'll give you our best deals.
Our best service.
Our best value.
You have our word on it.
Hablamos español.
Come see us. We'll go
the extra mile for you.
At Summit Automotive, Fond du Lac.
Stop. With that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player 1. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you could be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
We are back after that. That's the first time out in the entire game, isn't it? They didn't take any in the first half in a close game, kind of unusual, but Dean Vanderplas calls timeout. Waupun with the basketball and a 4-point lead, leading 33-29, under 13 and a half to play in the game.
We were anticipating a really good game, and we're getting all of that here tonight. It's been just back and forth, great effort and quality play by both teams.
Little pass inside into Reese. Holman gets it knocked out of his hands, gets the ball back, ends up stepping on the end line. Waupun will give it up. Well, Marcus was in little trouble there and kind of threw a high pass into Reese Holman, who finally kind of got it knocked out of his hands, and then when he did get it, he was stepping on the end line. So it is Ripon basketball. Waupun up 33-29. Melvin Lee with the ball, gets it up to Hunter Merrill. Marshall Morin with it, going along the right side, and kick it back over to Melvin Lee. Little hesitation in the lane with it. Left side over to Merrill. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound going to Brendan Mock. Waupun with the ball and a 4-point lead.
We're seeing a little triangle and two defense there by the Warriors that time. 3-man zone and one guy guarding Vanderplas, one guy guarding Mensch.
Warriors with a big possession. Again, little look underneath into Marcus Damask on a good pass from Owen Tooney. Damask puts it in. And Waupun now up by 6, 35-29. Down the other way, Vanderplas misses a 3-point shot. Another rebound for Brendan Mock. And that's going to go off from Bennett Vanderplas. Looking for some love from the officials.
And Bennett thinking he might have slapped that ball down and may have gone off of Mock's leg, and he might have a case there, but nobody really in position to see it.
Waupun will get the benefit of the call. We've got 12-17 left in the ball game, and Waupun right now with a 6-point lead, another opportunity to extend their lead this trip down the court.
Who knows what the call is, right or wrong sometimes, but I'll tell you what, everybody in this gym has an opinion right now. They're all vested, one team or another.
I tell you, Ripon has not been in this position this season. All their wins have been by double figures, except for the 6-point win by Waupun. Here goes Marcus Damask, straightaway three-pointer, misses. And then off the front of the rim, it looks like Owen Tooney's going to get called for a foul in the rebound attempt, maybe catching the wrist of Bennett Vanderplas.
going to be, that's Owen's second, I believe, only in the game here. I had him for 2 earlier, but as you said, kind of hard to see the scoreboard and see what the officials are doing from our vantage point.
Place would have been up for grabs on the Waupun side if Marcus could have made that 3-point shot and opened up a 9-point lead, but a lot of ball to be played yet in this ball game, a lot to be decided. Melvin Lee with it, gets it back up to Bennett Vanderplas, top of the key.
Again, triangle and 2 defense here by the Warriors.
So Eddie Minch with it, he'll bring it back out. He's going along the left side, he's going to get fouled by Colin Waupun. On picking up another foul, that'll be their 4th foul here in the second half.
Just to confirm, guys, Appleton Xavier does lead Little Chute big time, 42-11 at the half.
They're on a 2-game run with the points over 100 points in the ball games too, leading into that. It was Marshall Moore with along the left side, pulls up 10-footer in the lane, off the back of the rim, no good. Put back by Vanderplas, no good. Second attempt, no good, and Waupun comes up with a rebound. Things not falling for Bennett, still with just 3 points in the game.
Bennett talking to himself all the way down the court, just frustrated.
What a big play by Owen Tooney. Gets it, but he's going to kick it back out, goes hard against Marshall Moore. Off the board and in, puts it in, gets fouled. Owen Tooney making Ripon pay for the 2 putback misses. To the line to shoot one is Owen Tooney.
Owen Tooney with that big body, just able to carve out a little space for himself there, and then he's such a good finisher around the basket for a big man.
He's got that wide body, he can create a little space out there, and he just took it up hard and put it in. Owen Tooney's free throw is up, it's a little too strong, no good, and ball loose. Hunter Merrill comes up with it, going in strong, a little pass over to Eddie Minch. Again, Hunter kind of losing control of the ball, tried to get it to Minch, off his fingertips, out of bounds, Waupun basketball.
We're going to see a little full court pressure here.
We've got a timeout taken this time by Waupun's Dan Damask. We'll find out if it's a 30 or 60. We'll be back in a minute with more Waupun Warrior basketball after this on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
As a high school student trying to decide where to go to college, we know your first 2 questions are, do they have my major, and can I afford this? Well, we heard you. We have over 40 majors and we've lowered tuition. To learn more, visit us at marionuniversity.edu/tuition.
Hi, I'm Billy Jo Bratz, and I'm a physical therapist, athletic trainer for Ignesian Sports Spine and Work Center, and I'm here to bring you the tip of the game. Overhead activity can wreak havoc on your shoulders. Make sure to keep your work in front of you and close to your body to decrease excess strain and potential injury.
What happens a game for our post-game show, and we'll award the PT Tire and Service Player of the Game. It's a player that stands out the most with his performance tonight. Tire problem at home, tire problem on the road. Just like these teams traveled to this game here tonight, PT Tire and Service can come to you. Just give them a call, 346-TIRE. And Waupun coming up with a basketball. They have a 8-point lead of 37-29, little full court pressure, and they're going to get down to Marcus Damask, beating the pressure. He misses, and Reese Holman saves it, and they blow 2 points there on a missed dunk there by Marcus Damask, and Ripon has the basketball. Boy, that's not a good turn of events. Dan Damask kind of deflated after that didn't go in. He kind of went up, hunting on the rim a little bit. Waupun ended up, Reese Holman tried to save it. Ripon gets it. And foul on Waupun. Wow, that would have been big. Waupun will win it by 10.
That was huge there. They're sure 2 points, and Damask trying to get the throwdown just didn't quite elevate enough.
So Hunter Merrill has it, gets it back over to Marshall Moore, and down in the corner is Melvin Lee.
We're still seeing the old triangle and 2 here.
And a 3-point shot. There's another guy that's been pretty quiet this ball game, makes a 3-point shot with a guy right in his face. Like I said, he gets it off in a hurry. And Waupun leading 37-32. Colin Waupun with the basketball. Trying to find someone to get it to right now and come up and get it. Owen Tooney will take it. Reese Holman has it. Back down to Marcus Damask. 10 minutes left in the ball game. Waupun leading 37-32 on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. I can afford to be a little patient this trip down the court. Waupun getting the ball over to Marcus Damas down and along the left side working against Hunter Merrill. Back on the top order, Van Zandt turns around, three-point shot. It is no good. Marshall Moore gets the rebound. He goes ripping the other way. Melvin Lee has it, pulls up 15-footer left side, rims out, no good. And Marcus Damas with the rebound. Upon dodging a bullet that trip down the court.
And Bennett Vanderplas right there under the hoop for the possible
blocking foul is called on Hunter Merrill. Ripon not agreeing with any. You can tell they're tensing up right now, not used to being in this situation. And then you start begging for every call that happens out there.
Yeah, and I think that was absolutely the right call. He slid over late, and obviously the Ripon fans would have liked to got the call as Hunter took the big flop backwards, but definitely a little slow getting there.
Inbound pass goes into Antuni. Waupun has it near top of the key, dribbles off to his left, little lob into Marcus Damas over on the left side, guarded by Marshall Morin. Back on top over to Colin Waupun. And back out to Owen Tooney. And they kind of leave Colin Waupun. That's their strategy. Let him go, and you want to shoot a three, go ahead. They let him just kind of bait him to try to do it. And
sometimes the Waupun crowd kind of wants Colin to take that shot, but he's wisely not.
And from behind, Melvin Lee steals it, goes the other way with it, puts it in for the Ripon Tigers. And now just a three-point lead for Waupun, 37-34. Waupun hasn't scored in a while. Gets it over to Marcus Damas, has it by the right elbow. Back on the top, over to Waupun. See a little score for Waupun this trip down the court, get that 5-point lead back at the very least. Tooney has it, and it goes up. Nice footwork, but can't finish. And Bennett Vanderplas comes up with a rebound. Nevin Lee pushes it up the court. Back on top, over to Minch. The long three-point shot, no good. Long rebound in the hands of Bennett Vanderplas. Minch with another three-point shot, that also no good. And Hunter Merrill's going to pick up a foul. Upon dodging a couple big bullets there, Minch gets two chances. Normally, he's going to make one of them. Missed them both.
And Coach Vanderplas talking to Minch, saying, it's okay, we want you to keep shooting. Eddie not, as happy with that. He'd like to knock those in, obviously, but, shooters are shooters, and the only way you're going to make shots if you keep pulling the trigger.
Oh, yeah. He's always got the green light.
Yeah, and as he should have.
So full court pressure again being applied by the Ripon Tigers. We're down to 8-10 and counting down in the ball game. Waupun leading 37-34. They were up by 8 at one time. Marcus Damas thought about a long three, but that at Vanderplas there. He goes Reese Holman to the basket. Off the rim. Goes in! Reese Holman gets fouled, powers it up there, sits on the rim for a while, then falls in. And he'll go to the line to shoot one. Going for the end one for Waupun. Waupun now leading 39-34. Just under 8 to play in the game. Big basket there for Reese Holman. Much needed one for Waupun.
Again, not getting much help by our scoreboard. I remember this last year, Steve. They were really slow on getting up the players with fouls or anything. Nothing was put up that time, and it's really difficult for us to. To our listeners, it's hard to see who the fouls are called on, and we're not getting any help from the scoreboard operator.
We're spoiled in Waupun because you cannot watch. The points are on the board before you can get your head up to look at the scoreboard. And they're very good at it in Waupun. Free throw is good for Reese Holman. Now with 11 points in the game, Waupun leading 40-34. Melvin Lee with it. Top of the key now for the Ripon Tigers. Passes over to Hunter Merrill. Left corner with it, Marshall Morin. So they're trying to maybe look for Vanderplas inside. Kind of like what it looked like last year when he played. Kind of got down to the block and couldn't make things happen. Along the baseline is Hunter Merrill. He's going to get taken right away, right out of his hands by Marcus Damas. What a play by Marcus. Going straight up and just grabbing it right out of his hands. Holman with the ball now for the Warriors. Waupun with a 6-point lead, 40-34. 7:20 and counting down in the game. What a game, Randy. What a game.
What a game is right. And we anticipated a great one, and we're seeing a good one here. And, you got to be excited if you're a Waupun fan, how well the Warriors are playing.
Brendan Mock will launch a three from straight away. That's too strong, and Bennett Vanderplas with the rebound. Melvin Lee will bring it up along the right side now for the Ripon Tigers. Under 7 to play. Bennett Vanderplas has it, passes right side over to Hunter Merrill. Melvin Lee puts up a 10-footer from the right side. No good. Getting the rebound is Van de Zand. Waupun with the ball. And a 6-point lead.
Again, we're seeing that triangle too right there. Reese Holman covering on Vanderplas, and one of the other players covering Mensch, and then the other three guys are really playing zone. A lot of help defense.
So Van de Zand with the ball gets it over to Brendan Mock. Left corner with it is Reese Holman. Kind of maybe double team in the corners once in a while. Little give and go to Holman. He lays it in. Waupun with another 2 points. Now leading 42-34. An 8-point lead opened up again by the Warriors.
Ball went to Damas. They went to double. Holman found himself open.
So there's the guy you don't want to see getting heated up. Bennett Vanderplas launches one from a couple feet behind the 3-point line. Puts it in. Waupun leading 42-37. Ripon always dangerous. And the ball gets tipped away. Here goes Vanderplas. He's going to put this one down and flushes it home for Ripon. And just like that, Ripon's back within 3. 42-39. Waupun's going to take care of the ball. Timeout, Dan Damas. For the Waupun Warriors, we'll do the same back with more Waupun Warrior basketball right after this timeout on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
You know, FloorQuest has always provided the best quality flooring and cabinetry for your home. But did you know that we're now in a new location and a brand new store on Washburn Street in Oshkosh? There's an expanded showroom with more top quality flooring options and a much larger selection of beautiful cabinetry. Also a new outlet center with great pricing on in-stock flooring. Quality, service, savings every day. Now more than ever, there's more in store for you at FloorQuest, your flooring and cabinetry destination, also in Fond du Lac and at floorquest.net.
Within 3 again, 42-39 with under 6 to play in the game.
And defense leading to offense for Ripon there. He had a steal by Melvin Lee and Colin Waupun when he turned his back, and then the big steal there, and Vanderplas with a flush. And yeah, defense leading to transition points for Ripon and getting him right back into this ball game.
Waupun with the basketball and another important trip down the court. Love to get that 5-point or maybe 6-point lead this trip down the court, trying to trap in the corners. Got to be careful for Waupun.
1-3-1 zone defense here by Ripon.
Marcus Damas gets it down to the right corner to Brendan Mock. Turns around, 3-pointer on the way. No good. Race Holman gets the weak side rebound. Gets it back on top over to Marcus. Van de Zand has it along the left side. Big offensive rebound for Waupun. Goes Damas in the lane with it. Kicks it back on top over to Van de Zand. Long 3 is no good. Owen Tooney gets the rebound and goes up with the left hand and in. Little fake pass. Goes, spins around the other way and finishes. Owen Tooney with a big basket for Waupun. Lee takes it the other way, and he's going to get fouled on his way to the basket. And he's the guy, you got to, the transition game, you score a basket, can't feel too good about yourself. You got to get back and play D, and he ends up drawing a foul. I don't know, he's arguing about it. He got the foul call.
Yeah, he might have thought maybe it was a little too aggressive there. I don't know, was he asking for an intentional foul or something, but seems to be fine right now.
Oh, wow. Over 1,100 computers logged into this ball game on RadioPlusInfo.com. Thanks for joining us tonight for just a classic high school basketball game on FM 103.3 and at RadioPlusInfo.com. Melvin Lee makes his first free throw.
Yeah, maybe the defending state champion in Waupun and the #1 ranked undefeated team this year in Ripon is going to draw people like that. And yeah, welcome aboard. Thanks for watching and listening.
Yeah, like you said, who can be home watching on a computer because everybody's here in the gym. It's a packed house. Another free throw for Melvin Lee, big-time player. It's a big-time free throw. Makes 2 of them. Back to a 3-point lead. More full-court pressure by the Ripon Tigers. Van de Zand gets the pass guarded by Melvin Lee. Back over to Owen Tooney. Still trying to cross the timeline yet. And dribbles it past half court. And gets it knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. And it'll be off from Ripon. We're getting close to that 10-second call. With that full court pressure by Ripon, but Waupun will get it on their end line. Reese Holman will inbound for the Warriors.
You see this go into Marcus. Oh, no, I thought it'd be a lob into Marcus Damas there.
We'll pass to Van de Zand, tries to go across. No, that was off from one of the Ripon players. Everybody's
going to get help. They're going to get help.
Okay. You get a lot of people in there, and the official was calling it the other way, but that is definitely Waupun basketball.
Well, there's a few boos from the Ripon crowd, but obviously the right call.
Yeah, that was an obvious one. Waupun does get the benefit of overturned call, the right call. So about to get on their baseline. 44-41, Waupun's lead. They're going to lob it into Marcus Tomaski's just a single coverage over on that left side. He's going to dribble out of the corner. Back over the corner over to Bandazan. Jack Lenz in the game now for Waupun. Gets the ball over to Reese Holman. Has it near half court. Over to Lenz and a lob pass into Marcus Damas. Back out on top. Over to Bandazan. Another three-point shot. And he can't get him to go from further than, too far off that three-point line. Minch is going up and going to get fouled on his way to the basket. Now they're going to say it was on the shot. So 2 free throws for Eddie Minch.
I'd like to thank Jenny Peterson for checking into the broadcast here tonight. Lisa Kuslitz checking in as well. And Sean Smith sending emails in to Nick R. at WFDL.com.
Minch makes his first free throw. Well, you can not only watch the game, you can participate in the broadcast by sending those emails to Nick R. at WFDL.com. And we'll pass some of those comments along to our viewers and listeners. Both free throws good for Eddie Minch. So Ripon makes Waupun pay. And they're back within a point, 44-43. Ball taken away by Bennett Vanderplas, and Minch goes to the rack, and he'll go back to the free throw line. Ripon with all the momentum right now. It was an 8-point lead for Waupun, and Eddie Minch, who just made his last 2 free throws, can put his team up with 2 more free throws. We got a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Dan Damas. We'll do the same back with more Warrior basketball in just 30 seconds on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com. And speaking of PT Tire, we're going to have our player of the game awarded from PT Tire and Service. Player of the game. It's the player that stands out the most with his performance tonight. Pam and Tony, they're the big tire players of our area. Give them a call, 346-TIRE. And right now, Waupun kind of bending, Randy, like you mentioned during the break, to the pressure of Ripon.
Yeah, the full court pressure here and doubling up on the basketball with a hard trap.
First free throw, nothing but net from Minch. 3 for 4 from the line so far in the ball game. And with this free throw, an opportunity to take the lead back for Ripon. Free throw is up, front of the rim, rolls off no good. We are tied at 44 apiece. Waupun with the basketball, 44 tie here at West Bend High School.
So 9 points on the night for Minch. They made the correction there. They took a 3 away from him and gave it to Marshall Morin earlier in the game.
So Holman has it, gets it over to Jack Lenz. Out near half court with it. Tie ball game, Waupun with the basketball. Boy, we need a basket this trip down the court. Got to stop that momentum of Ripon. We're down to 3:42 and counting down in the game. Ball taken away by Hunter Merrill. He's going in on the right side and puts it in. And Ripon with the lead back. Waupun sloppy with the basketball. And lead going to the Ripon Tigers. Their first points of the ball game for Hunter Merrill.
Turnovers on Waupun has just been so costly. They're leading to quick points as well.
A little pass inside. Nice look from Jack Lenz into Marcus Damas. Ties the ball game up. Waupun finally gets a basket. Got to turn this thing around. We're tied at 46 apiece. Get that momentum back on Waupun's side. Great high school basketball game being played tonight. There's so much at stake. A chance to get to that sectional championship against Martin Luther coming up at Whitefish Bay High School coming up on this Saturday. Little lob back over to Marshall Moore. He gets it back on the top. Left side with it again is Melvin Lee. Moore with it. Over to Hunter Merrill. Has it out on the perimeter. Back on top over to Eddie Minch. The cross-court pass over to Marshall Moore and kind of baiting him to maybe shoot the ball from three-point range, but gives it up to Lee. There's Bennett Vanderplas out near half court with it, guarded by Reese Holman. Going to go in, kind of create some space, and misses the shot. Waupun comes up with a rebound and a reach-in foul by Bennett Vanderplas. Having trouble believing most of the calls he sees out here tonight. So Waupun will get the benefit of that call. We are down to 2:26 left in the game. We are tied at 46 apiece on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. Jack Lenz will sit down. Brendan Mock will check in for the Warriors.
First foul in the game on Vanderplas, and again, full court pressure. Waupun has to be better with the basketball here.
Little pass down the court. Van de Zand gets it over by the sideline. And I was in a little trouble right now. We've got to have a quick timeout taken. Kind of a high-risk pass down to Van de Zand. Gets it, but then he gets double-teamed and gets tied up. And a 30-second timeout taken. I want to mention a couple of our sponsors here, like our Keys for Real Estate agent Carrie Pattee of Waupun. Call her today for your real estate needs at 344-8066, 344-8066. Proud sponsor of high school sports. Many of our other sponsors that we had joined us for this broadcast here, Nick.
A lot of great sponsors. Thank you to Club Fitness, located on Main Street at Waupun. Jeff and Lisa Colleen sponsor on the broadcast. Thank you to Holman Auto Sales. Buy your next vehicle at Holman Auto Sales with locations in both Waupun and Ripon. Thank you to Thrivent Financial Advisor John Leonard for sponsoring the broadcast here tonight as well. Carter Meyer checking into the broadcast here. Richard Hebelwitz checking in. Nicholas Ravello into the broadcast. Dr. Randy Blahoviak from Waupun Chiropractic checking in. Thank you to Dr. Randy for sponsoring the game tonight. Jerry Packer checking in as well. Great game in West Bend. Great call of the game, guys, they say.
Good. Thanks to our listeners and our viewers out there on RadioPlusInfo.com. Glad to have you along. I know we were up to 1,100, but Randy, big moment in the ball game. Waupun with the ball, down to 2:20 left in the game and a tie game.
Yeah, and I believe if my records are right, I think Waupun has used all 5 of their timeouts. I believe they are out.
The pass underneath over to Reese Holman, goes up against Vanderplas and gets it to fall. Nice strong move there by Reese Holman. So Ripon with the basketball. Waupun gets the lead back 48-46 on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. Good composure by the Warriors. They could have kind of folded under that pressure, but they kind of stayed true there and got the lead back. Melvin Lee going along the baseline to the right side. Brings it back on the top over to Hunter Merrill. And a 1:45 and counting down to the game. Marshall Moore has it down in the right corner. Dribbles out of the corner. Trying to get into Vanderplas, trying to find him along that block. And here he's got it down to the right corner now. A dangerous shooter from out there, even with a hand in his face. Goes to the rack, comes up short on the shot. Tries to put back, and then he goes over the back. No, they're going to call two. Oh. Wow. Wow, reaching over the top of everybody. He's going to get called, Waupun's going to get called for the foul.
I'm going to say 2 shots as well there. I don't know. He didn't call it on the first shot. It looked like the contact happened during the rebound. I don't know. They're going to maybe discuss whether it's going to be 2 shots or not.
I don't know about that. Got to reach over the top of all the players, and then
Owen Tooney is just fouled out of the ball game. It's 5 on Owen.
There's a big blow for Waupun, losing Owen Tooney. And DeMass not happy with that call.
So they've got to be careful here, Coach DeMass. They have started the clock for the substitution, the 15-second clock, and he needs to get a replacement player ready to go into the game.
Not sure who he's going to pick up the bench, but Dan's can't call timeout. You said he might have used his timeouts beside James.
Yeah, he's as far as my book has, he's used all 5 timeouts. A couple of them coming to bail out players.
Ouch.
Boy, is it loud in here, Steve? I can barely hear. I can barely hear you or myself speak.
Down to 1:31 left, and at the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws is Bennett Vanderplas, Waupun's second highest scorer, out with 5 fouls, done for the game. And Randy, believe that we're out of timeouts besides, and Vanderplas drills his first free throw.
What a game.
7 points in the game for Bennett, but it's a big one right there. And a chance to tie the game up with this free throw. Ball is up, front of the rim, no good. And getting the rebound is Reese Holman. Waupun still hangs on to a 1-point lead. A bad pass by Reese Holman gets taken away. Vanderplas has the top of the key. Take care of the ball, guys. Melvin Lee almost loses it. Goes along the baseline, and he's going to get blocked. And coming up, going to call a foul. And it looks like Waupun's going to come up with get fouled on that one. Foul on Waupun on that one. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Late call again there. Almost came after all the rebounding action that happened. So Waupun, they just got to keep their composure. I mean, break's not going their way right now.
Melvin Lee's free throw is good. He has tied this game up at 48 apiece. Another free throw for Lee, trying to get the lead back to Ripon, but again, Waupun's going to have to do it without Owen Tooney sitting out. Foul out of the ball game. 1:14 left. Next free throw is good. Nothing but net for Melvin Lee. 49-48 lead for the Ripon Tigers. And we'll be back after this timeout in 1 minute on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
We're proud to be part of life's special milestones. National Exchange Bank and Trust is a locally owned independent bank with big bank abilities
and convenience for all our customers in the form of competitive market-driven banking products and solutions. Greater access with more locations and ATMs across southeastern Wisconsin. And quality customer care from familiar faces and friendly voices that you've come to know and trust.
National Exchange Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Waupun will have the basketball with 1:14 left. The Waupun boys need to dig deep right now. Get over that Owen sitting on the sideline and play some ball for the last 1:14. See if they can extend their season till Saturday for the sectional championship.
And defensive pressure has been what's really bothered the Warriors here late in this second half.
Bowman brings it over half court now for the Warriors. Gives up his dribble, gets it back over to Brendan Mock. Van de Zandt has it. 1:04 left, little pass and a throwaway by Marcus Damask. Threw it right in the hands of Bennett Vanderplas. I don't know if he didn't see him, but he threw it, just had to reach over and grab it, and Mock's going to pick up a foul. It's just a terrible turn of events the last maybe 20 seconds to a half minute of this ball game. Got Waupun on the ropes now. They're down by a point. Melvin Lee goes to the free throw line now for Ripon. They're leading 49-48 on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. First free throw is good for Lee. Waupun now down by 2, 50-48.
Coach Vanderplas, I think he's going to keep that full court pressure on right here. Been very effective against the Warriors.
Lee's next free throw is no good. He getting the rebound. He is Marcus Damask. Big miss there for Ripon. Waupun down by 2, 50-48, down to 47 seconds left in the ball game. Ball over to Jack Lenz, gets it over to Van de Zandt along the right side. Top of the key with his Reese Holman. Back to Brendan Mock. Down to 35 seconds left. Holman has it down in the corner, working against Marshall Morin. And we've got a foul away from the ball.
Hunter Merrill just blanketing Damask and really giving him face-to-face and a bear hug, and he got called for the foul, and he agreed with it. He said, yes, you're correct, I did foul him.
Waupun's going to get some a bonus here. Front end of a bonus being shot now by Marcus Damask. Waupun down by 2, 50-48 with just over 30 seconds left in the ball game. Marcus's first free throw is good. Big-time free throw by the sophomore Marcus Damask. Waupun back within a point. 50-49 Ripon. See if Marcus can tie this thing up. What a game. Everything we expected and more here at West Bend High School. Free throw is up, and that also is good. We are 50 apiece. 30 seconds and counting down to the game. Bennett Vanderplas gets the inbounds pass, and I don't know if they didn't start the clock right away or what happened, but official stop play.
Oh, they were going to, actually Jaden Killeen at the table, ready to come in as a substitution and not blown in. And I'll tell you what, this is a great venue here, Steve. But I remember this last year. A little bit of trouble here at the scoring table as far as the clock, and it's not an easy job by any means, but it just seems evident here. They need really, really quality people running these scoreboards and the clocks and all the things. And it's difficult because it is so loud in here. You cannot hear the whistles.
Yeah, you need that, and that's probably what you expect when you get to host something like this. So here we go. Ripon with the basketball. 24 seconds left. Melvin Lee with it out near half court. Looks like they're setting up for a last-second shot for either an overtime game or for the win. 15 seconds left. Everybody on their feet here at West Bend High School. This is going to come right down to the wire, tied at 50 apiece, down to 8 seconds left, and Dean Vanderplas takes all the suspense out of everybody and calls a timeout with 8 seconds exactly left. Let's just keep it here. This is just crazy.
This is crazy, and everything we anticipated in this game. You know, Ripon, Waupun, so familiar with each other. Defending state champ, #1 ranked team in the state, Ripon, in tie game with 8 seconds left. And boy, you know, why not play another 4 minutes? I'd love to see overtime.
Well, I always tell coaches, my favorite saying to a coach is, hey, let's keep it close, coach. Close games make great radio and also great internet play on RadioPlusInfo.com. And again, thanks to all our viewers out there watching this. Hopefully they're into this game as we are here. We're not just announcers here, we're also fans of basketball. And of course, a couple of Waupun guys here calling the game. But this is, well, everybody got their money's worth here in this packed house here at West Bend High School tonight.
You know, Ripon, they're going to, you know, probably hold this thing till about maybe the 4-second mark, you know, and try and get that last shot with just an opportunity for a possible tip. And the most critical play on a miss here for Waupun would be to get that defensive rebound. You have to prevent that second chance opportunity by Ripon.
Here we go. 8 seconds left. Bennett Vanderplas will inbound the ball for Ripon near half court. Gets it into Melvin Lee. Clock starts ticking down to 7 seconds left. Lee has it out. Going to get it back at the bench. Passes up the three-point shot. Here goes Lee with a three-point shot. It's nothing but net. And the clock says 0-0. A last-second shot by Melvin Lee has dashed Waupun's hope for an opportunity to get back to state for another year. And Waupun loses on a last-second shot by Melvin Lee, 53-50. Heartbreaking loss here for Waupun tonight, Randy.
What a game. What an absolute, just unbelievable basketball game we've witnessed. And as you said, disappointing for the Waupun fans. You know, we might see a potential state champion right here in Ripon.
Ouch. Yeah. Yeah, they look for that open look. They're trying to find Eddie Minch at the top of the key to start with. And he passes up the shot, finds Melvin Lee alone on that left side, and he drills it. Nothing but net to give Ripon a big victory here to move on to the sectional championship on Saturday to take on Martin Luther. 4 o'clock meeting at Whitefish Bay High School. And Randy and I will come back to bring you the post-game show. Stick around for that one. We'll be rewarding the PT Tire and Service Player of the Game and a lot more. All the statistics and everything just a few minutes from now on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
So you're ready for a new TV. Nice. Are you thinking LED Smart TV, Ultra HD 4K, OLED Plasma Curved Screen, 3D, Energy Star, Ultra Thin, 240 Hz, or Cloud? Should you choose a big screen, a bigger screen, or just plain huge? Well, at Silica, we make it easy. Save big on the amazing clarity of Ultra HD. Plus, pay no interest when paid in full within 12 months. So go bigger and better the easy way at Silica for your home. We speak TV.
At Summit Automotive, we treat you like family.
We're right here off Highway 41 in Fond du Lac.
And we have one of the largest selections of vehicles.
That's right, over 400 to choose from. At Summit Automotive.
New Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams.
And one of the largest used car and truck selections.
That means you can drive one home today.
We'll give you our best deals.
Our best service.
Our best value.
You have our word on it.
Hablamos español.
Come see us. We'll go
the extra mile for you.
At Summit Automotive, Fond du Lac.
Stop. With that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player 1. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you could be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
As a high school student trying to decide where to go to college, we know your first two questions are, do they have my major, and can I afford this? Well, we heard you. We have over 40 majors and we've lowered tuition. To learn more, visit us at marionuniversity.edu/tuition.
And welcome back to West Bend High School. And the people exhausted leaving the game here today from both sides as Waupun loses on a last-second shot by Melvin Lee. And their season is done. Waupun losing 53-50 in the Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. Steve Winterhack along with Randy Armke here, bringing you the game. I know you enjoyed it, unless you're a Waupun fan, how it ended. But what a great high school basketball game played here tonight.
Yeah, amazing game. One of the best I've witnessed. And you know, very disappointing, yes, to lose on a last shot like that, but, you know, credit Ripon, you know, very well played game, and well, you got to give credit to Waupun, too. Much younger team. Ripon with mostly seniors, Waupun with young people, and they competed hard, and, you know, you lose to a team that's now 25-0. It's going to sting and it's going to hurt for a while, but after it's over and maybe a few months down the road, you're going to say what a great season and, you know, what a great game we were part of.
Yeah, again, you mentioned it during one of the commercial breaks that really, you know, when things started changing, Waupun had opened up an 8-point lead in the ball game, and a couple of runs there by Ripon. They kind of fought them off, but that full court pressure really seemed to kind of create some turnovers and kind of wore Waupun down.
Yeah, it was definitely the deciding factor in the game. Ripon turning up the defense, going to some full court man with a little jump and run, or, you know, run and jump, whatever they were doing exactly. It was different things, but they put a lot of pressure on and trapped people, and Waupun turned it over. And not only the turnovers are costly, but those were turnovers that led to transition baskets. And, you know, we saw it, kind of an exclamation point there by Bennett Vanderplas with a big throwdown flush after the turnover, and that can really, even though it only counts 2 points, it can really stem the emotional tide there, and it just brought the crowd from Ripon to life, and kind of took the wind out of Waupun at that point.
Yeah, just you knew it when they were up by 8. You knew they were going to make some runs at you, and you just kind of hope you survived them. But it was a little sloppy passing, kind of forced by the pressure they were getting. So, but yeah, this one's going to hurt a little bit for all the Waupun fans. Last second shot again by Melvin Lee, but a nice season, and almost all of Waupun's guys, and especially their main scorers, are all back. Some of them for another couple years yet for Waupun, mostly sophomores and a junior or so out on the court for Waupun. So a bright future for Waupun. Hopefully they'll learn from this, and this is something they're going to build off from for next season.
Well, you know, they've been beaten by Ripon twice this year, and the first time handily, and, you know, they saved the best for last. I mean, it really could have gone either way. A missed shot there, you go into overtime, who knows what happens. But, you know, for you and I as radio people and video people, it was absolutely one of the finest basketball games we've seen in a long time.
Well, Randy and I are going to take a break, come back with more of our post-game show. We'll take a look at the numbers, also award our PT Tire and Service Player of the Game. It's all coming your way. Just a few minutes again. Waupun losing 53-50. Their season is done. More from West Bend High School after this on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com.
Hi, I'm Billy Jo Bratz, and I'm a physical therapist, athletic trainer for Ignesian Sports Spine and Work Center, and I'm here to bring you the tip of the game. Overhead activity can wreak havoc on your shoulders. Make sure to keep your work in front of you and close to your body to decrease excess strain and potential injury.
homeandauto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. Homeandauto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at homeandauto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Holman family your first stop at homeandauto.com. We make you feel at home at Holman.
We're proud to be part of life's special milestones. National Exchange Bank and Trust is a locally owned independent bank with big bank abilities
and convenience for all our customers in the form of competitive market-driven banking products and solutions. Greater access with more locations and ATMs across southeastern Wisconsin. And quality customer care from familiar faces and friendly voices that you've come to know and trust.
National Exchange Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
So you're ready for a new TV. Nice. Are you thinking LED Smart TV, Ultra HD 4K, OLED Plasma Curved Screen, 3D, Energy Star, Ultra Thin, 240 Hz, or Cloud? Should you choose a big screen, a bigger screen, or just plain huge? Well, at Silica, we make it easy. Save big on the amazing clarity of Ultra HD. Plus, pay no interest when paid in full within 12 months. So go bigger and better the easy way at Silica for your home. We speak TV.
Stop! With that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player 1. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you could be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
Welcome back to more of the Postgame Show here on FM 103.3 and RadioPlusInfo.com. Steve Wooderhack along with Randy Armgren here at West Bend High School. And the people here, I said before, got more than their money's worth here tonight. Just a great high school basketball game. And Waupun getting beat by a last-second shot by the Ripon Tigers, 53-50. Yeah, let's, why don't we move into one of our features here for the postgame show into O'Connor, Wells, and Vanderwerf final statistics to get a good handle on your numbers. Give them a call at 324-9711. Randy?
Yeah, and first off for Waupun, and unofficially, because somehow I'm short 2 points, so somebody's short of 2, but unofficially, Marcus Damask with 15 on the night, Trevor Vanazan with 9, Owen Tooney with 9, and Reese Holman with 15, so only the 4 players for the Warriors that actually scored in this game. And then for the victorious Ripon Tigers, Bennett Vanderplas with 9 points, Marshall Morin with 5. They actually credited one of those three-pointers that they gave to Eddie Mensch early to Morin, so he ended up with 5. Eddie Mensch with 9 points on the night. Melvin Lee, the big nights, 26 points on the night. He was 6 of 7 from the free throw line too, so he was money. Hunter Merrill with 2 points and Tyler Pick with 2. And Ripon was 10 of 15 from the free throw line, 67%. Waupun only went to the line 7 times, 4 of 7 for 57%. And end of the story of the game right there.
Right. Nick, you said you got some scores for us. You want to join us up here? We're still on camera yet. So.
Yeah, well, I'll sit back here in front of my computer screen. That's where I have all the scores written down here. But, guys, Ripon came back. It was a night of comebacks around the area. Valders beat New Holstein 70-67 in overtime. New Holstein was up in that ball game, but again, Valders came back and knocked them off the sectional semifinal there. Partyville was up at the half, and Cochrane Fountain City came back to knock off Partyville 64-58. That's a final. Cedarburg beat Beaver Dam tonight 57-54. That was a final. Cedarburg does play Kaukauna in Menasha on Saturday afternoon. Lake Mills over Turner in double overtime tonight. So some pretty close games around the sectional scoreboard. Madison Memorial beat Middleton in a Madison area game 57-51. So that's what I have for scores.
Okay, well, we're going to take a break. We're going to say goodbye to our people that joined us on RadioPlusInfo.com. So the video part is saying bye-bye so they can get everything wrapped up. And we got a little trip yet to get back to Fond du Lac and Waupun for everybody. So, again, thank you we had almost up to 1,300 people, I believe, at one time. Our computers logged on at one time on RadioPlusInfo.com. So thank you for joining us tonight. And you really got treated to a great high school basketball game in Waupun, losing 53-50 in the sectional semifinal. So have yourself a great night. You can tune on to FM 103.3. Randy and I will be back to award the player of the game, the smiling moment of the game, all coming your way in just a few minutes on FM 103.3. Good night.